Ding, round three. Welcome to me beautiful work table. Aboard the, I don't even know what my ship is called right now. The SS Dingus can't record a video right to save his life. But that's cool. Here's me beautiful work table. And today I'm going to show you a cool map that I have been working on called, well, these are the different levels. So actually we should have probably just smashed the workshop button. I want to show you something cool too that's really neat about One World. When you're building maps inside of One World, you can use this thing called Parent View. We're going to hit on Skull Cove, and you'll see that right away it says entering Parent View. Now, what I've done is I'll show you this map by this guy Tom Cartos. I follow some Reddit Battlemap boards and stuff like that, and this entire map came up on one of them, and I was like, oh man, this is freaking sweet! What a great idea! 3-leveled like Pirate Cove, Skull Cove kind of a thing. And I'm like, oh, geez, I want to build something like that. So in parent mode, I've built each one of these maps. This is a 3-tier project. And then each these little X's lead to this particular map, which is what the whole point of parent view. You can go to multiple maps from one map, and gives you some pretty good control as a GM. First off, though, I need to shoot over to the right monitor full screen. Hopefully my audio is working on this right now. I can see that it's going out. And here's my stupid channel. But what we want to do is I want to go to out of this stuff, and I want to go to Patreon Tom Cartos posts. Tom Cartos posted this thing. We're going to smash the free button over here. I had done this already, but unfortunately we're going to have to do it again here. And I was not aware of Tom Cartos in some of his maps, but man, he's got a great style. Nice looking stuff that he does. I'm going to have to skim through some of these free things, but most of the stuff that I do, this is appealing to me. Sunset Alley, I really like that. This might just become a place in my last Parsec game. Here's the map here, Tom Cartos. So he posted this 3-layer map with the different versions. It's called Skull Cove free version. You can download this and play it on your VTT of choice. Mine is Tabletop Simulator, and I just thought it was friggin' fantastic looking. Like as soon as I saw it, I'm like, man, I could totally easily convert this, and that is what I did. Tom Cartos on Patreon. Thank you so much for this free map. Looks like he's got a lot of Patreons too, or patrons, making some good money. Good for you, Tom. That's friggin' fantastic. So we're going to shoot over to my Tabletop Simulator. And from here, we are going to choose, well, I'm going to show you the full outside one first. We're going to double click on this, and we're going to hit the build button. Give Tabletop Simulator a second to figure out its stuff. I got a couple of kids probably all watching. Everybody in my house is probably using the internet on YouTube right now, watching videos and stuff. We'll just give this a quick second to load up a few assets. Bada bing, bada boom, and we're going to hit nighttime so we could set the mood. And join me on this pirate adventure as we travel to the mysterious Skull Island, looking for Pirate Captain Cartos, Tom Cartos. This is the exterior of the map. I put a little bit of flames inside of there. Now, my premise with this deal is this is actually very, very useful. You know, after I started building it, I'm like, so many things you could do it. It can be an adventure. You can come here and, looking for an item, trying to find Captain Cartos and take him out, or, maybe threaten him, steal his stuff, take his gold coins, steal his patrons. That sounded dumb, but anyways, the premise of this map for me when I saw it was I'm planning on parking my folks out here. My pirate gang will park out, away from this, and they're going to take a skiff in. You got a couple of little kind of shanty looking, built up, kind of crappily built up little lookouts with some torches on them. Now, I don't normally populate my maps because the minis that I use are copy protected. I like to use Paper Forge and Printable heroes are the ones that I like to use, but so I don't put them on these maps because that stuff's it's somebody else's property. So yeah, I would have a couple of guys built sitting up here, looking out, keeping watch. Now, once my players come in on their little skiff or whatever and find a way to take these guys out with a sleep spell, shoot them with a crossbow, yeah, you know what I mean, sneak up and whack them with a club or something like that, try and take care of business. Without them sounding the alarm, they have sort of two choices. They can climb up the outside, and then at which point I could choose to set a little adventure up in the top. Let me change the light back to normal so you get a better view as to what's going on up here. But yeah, maybe they decide they're going to come up here and sneak down and pop in one of the eye sockets to try and get the surprise on, or, you know, get a better look, try and garner some information kind of a thing. But you could have somebody walking around up here, some kind of you know, little patrol or something like that they run into. Maybe you got some kind of crazy giant King Kong animals wandering around, or raptors or dinosaurs. Who knows what you got going on. But yeah, there's a nice little battle map area up here on the top of the Skull Island that you could play with. And then depending on which way your players want to go, that's where you're going to be. I'm going to shoot over here, and we're going to do a top down. So if your players were to come in through the second level, let's say they shoot in through the eye sockets or something like that. Give this sucker a minute to build this one. Come on, Veronica. There we go. So this is why this map that I created, you know, with from Tom's Captain Cartos's inspiration, is so cool and versatile. So here's the outlier skull part, right? I've taken the flames out. They're only there for effect on the outside. But maybe your players sneak down the cliffside and they start peeking in through these little rocks and see what they can see in here. You know, what's going on? Well, it turns out that not only does this double as a cool pirate hideout, it also could be a pirate bar. Maybe this is where all of the infamous pirates come and hang out, or maybe it's your player's base of operations. You could use it for like so many different things. What I've done though is, if you know your players want to come back and they're here to find good old pirate Captain Cartos, he's got a little shop in the back here that he kind of hangs out in. Maybe they sneak in and pop up here, and we got some cannonballs and some cannons and some kegs and stuff like that. But maybe they pop in here and have a little chat with Tom in his office. Maybe they club him out and search this room, and in doing so, can't I select the space? There we go. They find a couple of secret doors, in which there's two. On the one side, you got some potions, you got some scrolls, some magical books, and some weapons. And then on the other side, you got a little magic carpet with some coins and some chest boxes and stuff like that. Maybe fill these little pots up with jewels. If they search this room a little bit further, they're going to find that there is a secret stair, a little trap door kind of a thing that goes down to a room down in the bottom. And the cool part is, I'll show you now when I scooch over to the bottom layer, which I can do from here. Again, I'm just going to give this thing a second to build. When they scooch in, so we're gonna work this in reverse. Over in this corner here is how I like to work my fog of war. I use a block or a cube, and then just sort of roughly color it the shape of the map. I'm kind of hoping it's kind of obvious when I point it out, but I'm kind of hoping my players will be so enamored with all the other stuff that they won't really notice that there's this thing here. But if you select this and delete it, you can see there's the ladder that comes down, and this is old Captain Tom Cartos's little private area that he lives in. And this is where the players need to come to find the MacGuffin, whatever it is they're looking for, the compass, the books, the potions, the secret treasure maps, the magic sword of, you know, pointing them to the treasure kind of a thing. And that's the room. Now, if they decide to come down through the wharfs after knocking these guys down and sneak their way in along here, we've got, and I would populate this map with a guy sitting right here in this chair and this crossbow, shooting this, like, this is heavy damage, right? They want to sneak in their little boat or something like that. This thing's a canoe sinker. You got a couple of cots back here where other pirates would be sleeping, so they're in some beds and whatnot. Maybe they're here to rescue one of their players or something like that. And behind, let's say, this piece here, There it is the door in, a little hidden door or something like that. There's a window that you can see in, but maybe there's a lever they pull that slides the door open. You got a couple of cages. You could put some kind of rare and exotic animal, like a golden golden egg laying goose or something like that. This is a cool little training area, but you see that there's no door that leads back into this area here. In order to get here, they actually, they wouldn't know that this was here, so I wouldn't allow them to, because there's no secret door to find, right? Basically, this is the entrance. You got to go up through the second level. Forces a bit of gameplay. Oh, I'm just adjusting in my seat. And yeah, that's my bottom level. These little things in here, these little barrels light up. So if it's dark, under the cover of night, maybe they can come in and start a little fire to get some light going on and whatnot. But that's the main layer. Now this level here, I'm going to go load back to level 2. Double click on this and we'll hit the build button. All right, I usually don't populate my maps with so much stuff. I'm like a less is more kind of a guy. Just ask my wife when it's sexy time. Oh, wait a second. So, never mind. This is actually one of the ways that I cut out my maps and stuff like that. So when you're looking at this thing from afar, right? Like you could literally scooch in here and peek and see what's going on. If I could get my controls down right, I could probably swing it so that I could come over here and then pop up through these levels and come right up. But how I did this is, let's go back over to right monitor full screen, and through the magic of the internet, here's the pieces that I cut out. Each one of the different layers. There's the nose piece, the different maps. Now I've taken the time to paint out all of the wharfs that he had put on here. Here it is with the water cut out. Some of the wharfs and stuff I've taken off, different pieces for different rooms, but all I did was cut these out in gimps. You can watch my other videos and see how I do that. And then these things are just stacked in layers. Now in order to make the piece, the hollow part for going down through the second level to the first level, you have to put a notch here so that this part becomes see-through. And same thing with this. I split this map in 2 pieces, and then each one of these pieces has a little missing nook. And then there's your other pieces that I used, the bars and the different things for the backs, the top pieces and stuff like that. I'm just quickly scrolling through these. And just cutting out those simple pieces gives you essentially this. Now, if you see that when I click on it, you can see the outline. That's the floor level there, right? There's one side, there's the other side. And just by putting a split down the middle, putting the pieces together, it creates this center part of transparency that allows me to look down into the second level. And I did the same thing with the back piece. When you come around to the back and you look at it, you can't really see anything. But there is literally a piece in this wall. Once we start digging down, if I start making these pieces disappear, there we go. You'll see there's the little piece right there. So if I just right click on that and get rid of it, it's just a little notch or a little piece that's in there. I don't know. I can't get the other one. I got to delete this one to make it disappear. But that's the little hatch that I built in this map that goes down to the bottom level just by cutting some pieces out. And that's how she's done. So let's go to top level. And we're going to smash the build button. Give it a second to build this up. And then I will show you where you can get this map. Dude, come on, sucker. There we go. Boom, finished building. Okay, so there it is in all of its glory. Multiple uses. It can be a bandit hideout. It can be your party's hideout. It can be a nightclub or party area for pirates where they come to exchange treasures, you know, different things like that. You could use it for numerous different things. Maybe they, like, again, I'm not gonna start that over like I feel like I want to, but that's it for this one. All of my maps are available through One World Game Table with Images. If you do a search for this, for One World, I don't think I can bring it up through the browser button, but if you just do a search in the workshop for One World Game Table with Images, I think I could go there now. We'll just load out of this sucker. And this is it. Come over here, click the button, and we got tables on top of tables. There's also a few other things in here that I use in my deal. Here's my little minis with the hide the script. Flip this guy upside down, makes him disappear. There's the draw grid. Click on the last token, lay down. So if you want your minis to fall over or whatever, you know, when they die or whatever. This is a little grid thing. Here's lightsaber, and here's my fog of war piece and some area templates. But the big gist is the maps. We've got, I think, 70 some odd maps, and then you can see all the pictures of them and whatnot. There's Beastland, the rifts and stuff like that, and you just save the maps or save these little bags, and you can like drop them over here if you hit the clear button. Hopefully this one doesn't give me any errors, but it's just that's as simple as how you get the map into your own deal. Go back here, drop the link, double click the red King's Tomb, recall the objects. This one only had 29, but here's my little Tomb of the Red King. You can see they got little fires. If I dim the lights and stuff like that using lightsaber, and we go to like a dusky kind of a darkness, you know, little fires in a lava room and shit like that. It's one of my more favorite maps. But anyways, that's where you find the stuff. All right, we're gonna put a pin in this bad boy because we're done. That's how you find it. That's the new map, the Skull Island. Thank you, Tom Cartos, for the cool map. That is freaking awesome. And peace out, suckers. We're done.